Hello and welcome to Health, Wellbeing and Lifestyle, where we love to educate and inspire the community to live more healthily, feel more balanced and truly live a lifestyle they love. And today for our first guest we have Dr. Zara Celek, integrative health and wellbeing expert. And once again she's back with us, this time talking about skin health, so caring for your skin. So Dr. Zara, over to you. Why is that important?
Yeah, sure. So skin is actually the biggest organ, right? And we want to make sure the skin is breathing and it is clean and it is functioning at its optimum level. So what do I mean by that? Skin has a huge role, not in terms of breathing and exchanging a part of the detox, but it is also a mirror reflection of how internal organs are doing and how they are functioning. So it gives us an insight in terms of what is also happening internally in terms of our health and well-being. Now today though, I'd like to talk more about taking care of our skin and how we can, by taking care of our skin, how we can also support our health and well-being and support also the detoxification system, because skin is very much involved with the detoxification system as well. So cleaning the skin and getting rid of dead skin cells, which can clog up our skin pores, is number one. That's where I will begin. Why? Because now, people know about, when we talk about caring for the skin, usually people think about the face, right? So I want people to know, let's go and think whole body when it comes to skin health. And when it comes to taking care of the skin, let's focus on, and something a lot of people don't usually do, is exfoliating and removing the dead skin cells. Because normally now in the modern life, we have the whole cleansing, the products going, which is amazing. But let's go also to ancient wisdom and ancient rituals and bring that to our rituals daily. So then that way we can take care of our skin holistically and optimize the health of the skin as well. And by optimizing the skin health, yes, skin's glowing, it is healthy, it is radiant, but it's also functioning and supporting our internal organs. Because as I said, skin is involved heavily in the detoxification system, because the skin pores help to flush out toxins through perspiration, through the sweating mechanism that the body does naturally, right? So it is then in that case important that we have a clean skin where the pores are not clogged up. And the best way to achieve that, I find, Linda, is through an ancient wisdom, a ritual. It's called Turkish Hamam bath ritual. It is magnificent because it uses a special glove called kisa glove, which you put on, and it is usually after a steam session. There's usually a nice ritual goes with that. But even at home, our viewers can do it after a bath or shower when the skin's nice and moist and it is warm, because that's when the skin cells are nice and warm, and moist rather. So then it's good to wear that glove and remove all that dead skin, and literally it comes off like a spaghetti, it rolls off. And that process allows the skin to breathe. All the skin pores are open, right? And the skin's able to breathe and detox efficiently at an optimum level. So that's a big one that I will actually encourage our viewers to get onto, these ancient wisdoms. Apart from the products that we apply, the whole moisturizers and everything else, then of course hydrate the skin, which is excellent. So a good hydration, both internal and external. So drinking enough water to hydrate our cells, drinking enough for our body shape and type, so all our cells are hydrated and looking more like grapes than sultanas. And then there's the hydration, of course, external. Toning is excellent. So rose water is my favorite. People can pick whatever they prefer, what they like. So using a nice toner to really tone the skin and hydrate the skin also externally. Then get on to applying a nice product, either moisturizer or serum or body oil, to keep it hydrated and nourished. Because by doing that, we are really caring for the skin. We are also eliminating the dry skin, the flaky skin, and we have that luminous, glowing, beautiful skin. And also that whole glowing skin tells us the internals are also healthy as well. One other thing that I would like to tell our viewers though, when it comes to picking your products, try to go certified organic and try to pick products that has less ingredients. And if you find the ingredients are too much for you to understand, then maybe stay away from them. The reason I actually say that, because our cosmetic care products, personal care products, our shampoos can contain product or ingredients rather in the products that can go and affect our endocrine system. So endocrine system is like our hormonal system. We want to make sure that the ingredients in those products are not going against the function of the health and well-being, because there could be ingredients in those products that can actually create that xenoestrogenic effect and disrupt the endocrine health.
So, Zara, what would be the best advice for our viewers that you could give?
Absolutely. So I will encourage people to get on to drinking enough water to hydrate their cells. Now, what do I mean by that? That will be a question, I'm sure, and people want to know that. So for every 20 to 25 kilograms of body weight that we hold, we must drink a liter of water so we have sufficient hydration for our cells. So when the cells are hydrated, and that goes for the skin because that's also a cell, it looks plumped, it looks luscious, and it looks luminous and well hydrated, and it is glowing.
So would that be per day?
Absolutely.
Is that what you're saying? 20 for every 20 kilos, 1 litre?
That is correct. So for example, if you weigh around 60 kilograms, then there is 3 litres of water per day to keep your cells hydrated at all times. So that's a rule of thumb. The other thing will be, of course, getting into steam rooms. Private steam rooms are excellent, helping with the skin, moistening that dead skin cells and allowing the skin pores to open for detoxification and also cleansing of the skin and giving that glowing effect to the skin as well. Light therapies, they work extremely well and work with the integrity of the cellular function by energizing the cells, the mitochondria of the cells, and giving that luminous look, that glowing look, because it is working on repairing and healing the skin cells from within. So they will be the ones that I will actually give our viewers.
Thank you very much. And for more information on Dr. Zara Celek and caring for your skin, then please go to her webpage on our website, healthwellbeingandlifestyle.com.au. And now we'll go to break, and after the break we'll be back with more amazing interviews. Welcome back, and our next guest is Kaveri Sequeira, a certified health coach and author, and she's here with us today to talk about the human diet. So Kaveri, welcome.
Thank you, Linda. Really happy to be here.
So Kaveri, the human diet, we're all humans. So what do you mean by the human diet in this case?
So the human diet, Linda, is essentially the diet that Homo sapiens evolved to eat 250,000 years ago. So as elephants, every species on Earth have their own diet. So the elephants have their own specific diet that they eat, which is grass and a lot of leaves. The ants have their own diet. Different bird species have their own diet. So the human race, as we evolved, also had their own diet. Now the diet can be observed when we observe the last hunter-gatherer race in the world, who are the Hadza people in Africa, and they till today go and hunt and gather their own food. So when we observe them, we've seen what they eat, and it is essentially hunting for meat, fish, a lot of fruits and vegetables, nuts and honey, and a lot of water. Because essentially we need about 7 to 8 glasses of water a day to be hydrated. So that is essentially what the human diet consists of. And unfortunately, in today's modern world, we are not following the human diet, and that is why we have a lot of issues with disease and like type 2 diabetes and lifestyle associated disease, because we've kind of veered away from that human diet. So my quest is to let people know of how, about it, so they're more aware of what it is, and then they can actually, have overall a healthier lifestyle. Now, when I started following the human diet, close to like 3 years ago, I was a completely different person prior to that. Like now, after I started following that healthier lifestyle, I released about 15 kilos because my body felt it was time to let go of all that excess weight because my body felt healed and supported. I have so much more energy, so much more flexibility, so much more mental clarity to do the work and that I love and help people. And essentially it's something that I very, very much believe in.
So then you talked about how it benefited you. What other benefits come from eating a human diet?
Yes, so again, to look at the benefits, if we go back to observing the Hadza people, that particular community has no disease like lifestyle disease that we have today, like obesity and type 2 diabetes, that doesn't exist because they're also like super fit. And because they have to run like 20 kilometers a day to catch their food. So they're doing their 10,000 steps easily. And the women gather stuff and the men hunt, Unfortunately, in this day and age, we're not doing that. And so it's clearly eating that natural diet is certainly helping them with that health and fitness. The food that we eat in the modern world today, on the other hand, has got like processed stuff, chemicals, a lot of additives, just not real food. And that's causing all the problems that we are having in today's world. Plus, we're not moving enough. We're not hunting and gathering our own food, and yet we're eating 3 meals a day which is not sort of giving us the nourishment that we need. So so following the human diet will essentially help you get the benefits of better overall health. You have amazing energy levels, you have mental clarity to actually live the life that you deserve and dream about. You're not sitting at the doctors and popping medicines because you're eating what you were evolved to eat as a Homo sapien. So those are some of the benefits. And also eating that way naturally from nature, what's available in nature will help boost your immune system as well, which is a big thing that results in a better, healthier lifestyle. So those are the benefits, and I think it's really valuable.
So Kaveri, then from all that beautiful information, what is the top advice that our viewers could take away with them today?
Sure. So whilst we can't hunt and gather our own food like the Hadza people, there's certainly things that we can do to have a better human diet and a more natural diet to lead to a healthier lifestyle. Some things that you could do is source your food from an organic food store, so you know where your meat and your fruit and your vegetables are coming, because we deserve that. We deserve to have a better, healthy lifestyle. So it'll be great if we could start voting with our money and actually buy food that's actually good for us. The second thing you could do is, and a lot of people are doing that these days, is having an edible garden. Grow your own food, and you know exactly where your food's going to come from. You can eat more seasonally, so you can buy fruit and vegetables that are in season, and that's actually going to help you. It's going to be fresh. It's going to be great for you. And this is my big one. Like if you go and buy a package and it's got like 15 ingredients at the back, look at the ingredients is my first tip. And if you go and you find 15 ingredients at the back, I can tell you that is not going to be very good for you, because it's probably got a lot of processed stuff and chemicals and all that not cool stuff in it. And you want to be veering away from that if you want to have a better, healthier lifestyle.
Thank you, Kaveri. And for more information on Kaveri and the human diet, then please go to her webpage on our website healthwellbeingandlifestyle.com.au, and we'll go to break and be back afterwards with more amazing guests. Welcome back, and we're here again with Steve Hall, our holistic coach. More of the series on living a life of value and meaning. And today the topic is how to turn on the most powerful part of yourself you're not aware of. So Steve, over to you. How do we tune into our power?
Yes, thank you, Linda. It's a great question. And I suppose the question in everyone's mind might be, what is that power you're talking about to start off with. You know, if I'm unaware of it, where has it been, or what is it? What does it look like? And it's what I've learned along the journey is our mind. You know, who we are. It's consciousness, but it's also a subconscious part of ourselves, and the conscious is only like less than 20% of the power of our mind. Most of it is subconscious. So it's, if you imagine it like a captain of a ship, you know, he's the conscious part. He can see where the ship needs to go. He's aware of everything. All these senses are giving him the information. And the subconscious is all the crew underneath, you know, in the bowels of the ship, you know, they're running the motors and steering the ship and everything. And they operate on communication from the captain to know what to do. Everything the captain says, they take it as an order and they just do what they're told. And that's their job. But it's really the crew underneath that is the power of the ship that, you know, gets it all running and takes it where it wants to go. So that's the analogy of the most powerful part within us is our subconscious. But because it's subconscious, we're not aware of it. And so how do we get that to work with us instead of against us? Because a lot of us are in lives where we may feel like we're stuck. We don't have any choice in where the ship's going, for example. And it's like, well, how do we change direction? How can we change course if it's, you know, it seems to be taking us a direction we're not wanting to be in? And that's what the most powerful part of us is.
Yes, because as people said, many people do feel they don't have a choice in life. So how would you say, what would you say to that? I know you said that you take charge of the ship. When they feel like they haven't got a choice, now what would you say to that?
Look, really great question, because you get stuck in life and it can seem like life and death. It's really important, but you think there's nothing you can do. The situation means I've got no choice. I'm stuck. And that's when you become a victim. You know, I'm powerless to change my life. And that's a terrible place to be in. So I really sympathise or empathise with people who have that feeling. I know what that's like. But it's one thing that I learnt through my journey is there is always a choice. And it's not the choice that was scaring me so much as the consequences of if I took a choice. I think we've really only got 3 choices in life, and we can accept something, we can change it, or we can let it go. But we might not like the outcome we're imagining out of any of those choices. So sometimes we do nothing and we think, no, we've got no choice. We've got to ride this out and wait for something to change, which is sometimes it's not going to happen until you make a choice. So that's what I'm talking about. The choice is there, and it's more about how can I learn to exercise those choices safely and take some control in the choice itself.
So the advice from that, you mentioned letting go. What is letting go? How do we do that?
Well, letting go is, you know, we've got a past and we've got a future and we've got a now that we're living in. And quite often we can get stuck in the past, in the story of the past, because once it's past, it is past. It really only exists in our mind as a bunch of neural pathways and some energy. That's all that's left over, but it's real inside our mind. And that can control, you know, what we do from here on in. So letting it go is deep breath, a little bit of mindfulness, but it's like identifying that happened to me how many years ago now? Yeah, it was bad, but it's gone now, you know. It's like breathe that in. It's not hurting me now. We have a tendency to take those situations and emotions that happen then and we apply it to everything that could happen in the future. So it's blanket across everything, and so we feel stuck. We've got those emotions, we feel them, they feel very real, but they're holding us in place, and that's a case of a memory from the past affecting our future. So it's like, let it go, acknowledge it's there, and yeah, it was hard, but you're past that now, you've learned from it. And the situation in the future is different to the situation in the past. And you're now got the experience from the past, you can use that too to take yourself more safely into the future. But it's like, let it go. Just go, that's gone. It's not serving me any longer to be controlled by that.
And no doubt there's a whole bunch of tools and tips that can be used to help that release or that letting go.
Yeah, there's some simple ones though that you can use right now, and that's Our subconscious, like, got to remember, they're the ship's crew, right? They operate on orders. So everything that our consciousness, and I'm pointing to my brain here, that's where I think it is, whenever it's self-critical of the stuff I do, and that was a lot in the past, you know, like I was very judgmental about myself. But my subconscious takes all that in. And so the trick to turning the ship and letting something go is having positive language. You know, especially as an Australian, I used to criticise myself in a joking way, thinking, oh, that's all right, I'm just mucking about, oh, I'm an idiot. My subconscious is going, he's an idiot. Let's connect into a reality where he is one. And it listens to us, and it takes me into more situations like that. But if I go, oh, I can see I've made a mistake there, well, I'll fail forwards. I'll learn from that, and I'll use that learning to go, I'm not an idiot, I've just learned something. Well, let's change the language that we're saying all the time. So I would say if you want to start, you know, turning your ship, using your subconscious, turning your power on, catch yourself how many times during a day are you consciously aware that you've been critical of yourself, and how many times have you been complimentary or compassionate to yourself. And just keep going until the second one is higher than the first one. And that's something everyone can do.
Fantastic, Steve. Thank you so much. And for more on Steve Hall and living a life of value and meaning, specifically those fears that come up for us and our relationship with them, then please go to his webpage on our website, healthwellbeingandlifestyle.com.au. And for now, we'll say bye-bye until next week.